It's free.
Another case of racially charged remarks emerging from another NBA team owner. This time, Atlanta Hawks controlling owner Bruce Levinson is now announced that he is selling his stake in the team after he self-reported an email sent in 2012. In it, he writes in very blunt terms about his team's fan base. The email reads in part this, and it was a pretty long email. He says this: "My theory is that the black crowd scared away the whites, and there are simply not enough affluent black fans to build a significant season ticket base." Levinson was among the team owners who spoke out against former Clippers owner Donald Sterling last spring. He said even spoke out to our own Wolf Blitzer about it. Let's bring in Malik Rose, two-time NBA champion and analyst for Comcast Sportsnet Philadelphia, and also Mo Ivory, attorney and radio host. Try to get a sense of all of this. Malik, what's your first reaction? I know you've read the email that Levinson sent. What's your first reaction to what he said and kind of how this has played out?
Well, Kate, it's almost like just another, like, here we go again kind of attitude. You know, as soon as we get one fiasco behind us, here comes another one with the same kind of, racial stereotypes and dealing around race and talking about one minority group as opposed to another. And it just saddens me and, frustrates me on another level.
And Mo, what's your take on this? Because I think I read that you found the remarks neither surprising nor painful. But do you think that he should have stepped down? Do you think this gets to the level that he's made the right move? What do you make of all of it?
Well, I really feel like this was a business decision based on, based on, something that happened to come out in perfect timing. Listen, it's profitable to be a racist in the NBA right now. And when you fall on the confessional table of bigotry, you get commended by the NBA commissioner. I think it's ridiculous. What he did was he sat with his accountants and he said, look, there's this email of me saying some things that really most people think anyway. It might be a good time for me to sell. I bought low, let me sell high. This is a business decision. So really, okay, the statements, it's not anything we haven't heard before. It might not even be anything that other owners haven't said in that close fraternity of conversation. But what it really is an opportunity for him to make more money, to become wealthier than he has ever been before, and sort of be the sacrificial, oh, I did this and I'm so sorry, but at least I self-reported. Look I'm a bigot who will say that I'm a bigot. It doesn't mean anything to me. The Hawks have sucked for a while. He's been trying to sell the Hawks for a while. This is the perfect timing for him to sell the Hawks and at the same time say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for my words. And I think it's also very peculiar that how come the NBA hasn't come down so hard on him? There's no sanctions. He's banned for life.
We haven't heard of any yet, that's for sure.
We haven't heard of anything. And we haven't heard a press conference with Adam Silver's outrage. I mean, it's just kind of like he found out about this in
Mo,
July.
What do you think, Mo, that the league should do? What do you think? I mean, you said that you don't like how Adam Silver has reacted to this?
Yeah, well, I think if the league means zero tolerance and that's it, why did it take 2 months for Adam Silver to say something about this email that he knew about in July of 2014? If it's absolutely, we are not going to stand for this and everybody who does this, every owner will be treated the same way, then why wasn't there an immediate suspension, an immediate sanction? No, they waited until they did an investigation, until the Clippers sale was complete. Listen, we have an identified lineup of potential NBA buyers, people who are interested in NBA teams. Now is the time for Bruce Levinson to strike.
All right, we've lost Malik Rose. I think the signal went down for just a second. So, Mo, let's continue this conversation. What do you think this raises to the level of the Sterling case? Do you think these are on par with each other? Do you think the league is now becoming more sensitive and aware? It sounds to me like you're not impressed with how the league's handled this, though.
No, not at all. And listen, I don't think we really have to compare, who's a bigger racist. Is this about, they're both racist comments based on stereotypes that have been around forever. Fathers don't bring sons to basketball games. I've gone to Hawks games since I've been living in Atlanta 20 years. I've seen plenty of black fathers bring their sons to Hawks games. So, I mean, it's just the continued stereotype. All the cheerleaders are black. I know a ton of white Hawks cheerleaders. So it's just all these, they love to step black black people love to stay at the bar longer than other people. I know a bunch of black people that go to the Hawks games and don't drink. So, I mean, it's just like the ridiculous stereotypes that continue. This is a business deal. This was the right timing for Bruce to say, listen, I did this, and I'm going to be the bigger guy, and I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to self-report, and then I'm going to make millions or maybe even billions off of my share. I want to see, what are the Hawks going to do now after that share is sold? What is the NBA going to do in terms of punishing another owner who was found out? Listen, it's all a part of the game of money.
What do you think? Malik's back with us now. Malik, what do you think? Do you think that this could be more a business decision on the part of Levinson than him realizing he's wrong?
Well, I mean, Mo is very passionate and brought up a ton of accurate issues. I mean, this story for me is only broken yesterday, so I've been doing a little research on it. And a lot of people that I talk to, they do kind of agree with her that this is perfect timing for a sale like this, and to self-report kind of, protects the other business interests of the, Levinson, his communications groups and things like that. And then the fact that he announced it on the opening week of the NFL season, so it's not going to get that much news. It may fly under the radar. She's very good with that, very accurate in those assumptions. And with the league, I heard her talking about, why hasn't Adam Silver done something since July? But I agree with her, but kind of have to remember, there's a legal process to everything. And one that was still, the Sterling issue was still hot on our plates or whatever, and it wasn't settled yet. So he had to finish one, and then I'm not making excuses for him, but I'm thinking, he has to finish one, and then he has to go through the due process. All right, what happened? Gather the facts, do the investigation, and then find out what he's going to do, because there is legal recourse if he does something wrong in that time. So while I do agree that something should have been done or at least addressed earlier, there is a process to those things. But he's been trying to sell this team, Mr. Levinson, for a long time. Since 2011, when he sold the Atlanta Thrashers, he was trying to sell this team, the Hawks, to Alex Marullo out of California. And the deal went through, it was announced, and then it fell through. So I think she's accurate. He's been trying to get this done for a long time. And then after you see what the Bucks and the Clippers have sold for, wow, let me see what I can cash in with.
Well, and that will definitely be an interesting part of the conversation and debate, quite honestly, as this moves forward. We'll definitely be looking at it. And Mo raises an important point. What does the league and what do the Hawks do in light of this? What do they do to change that, if you will, that attitude, if they can? Let's see what happens going forward. But it's good to have that conversation here. Mo, Malik, thank you.
Thank you.
And let us know what you think about all of this. There's a lot of opinions going around. We want to hear yours. Go to our Facebook page.